Wicked Witches. It's the Capricorn dark moon, which is my birthday, and I've made an iconostasis for the year, which is a mood board for all the things I want to create and to happen this year, which will go on the back of my altar. And it's just made out of cardboard and then with images cut out and stuck on as a collage. So that's something that I would highly recommend you do for this year, because it's a 9-year, and 9 years are absolutely sensitive and mystical, and so it's all about the images and the symbols, and it's a really good year to learn about sigil magic and for you to do things in a more subtle, mystical way. It's the number of elegance and mystery and mastery. So this year, what are you going to become a master of? That's the take-home message. So think about things that you're already very good at, and then think about how you can become a master of it. And the colour for this year is purple. So the number is 9. And it's ruled by the moon. So get to know the moon tarot card and explore what that energy means. And it's a really special energy. Like, in a way, there's the dark night of the soul. So it is a bit, the sabotage fairy plays an active role this year. So it is the moon is before the universe. So in the journey of the tarot, it's the dark night of the soul before the universe. Now that can sound like, ugh, and you might fuck yourself up. The sabotage fairy might come in and screw up what you're doing. And I've experienced the sabotage fairy many times, and don't worry about it, because if that does happen, all it's doing is aligning you to some higher purpose that you're not yet aware of. The times that the sabotage fairy has come in and destroyed something in my life, it's moved me on from things that I shouldn't have spent any more time and energy doing. It was good that I'd done them. It wasn't that they were bad, but it was time to move on. And if I hadn't moved on then I would have wasted time doing that when my life took me on a different trajectory. So don't fear it. Either that will happen, in which case move on, you're meant to be doing something else, or it will be the year that something big happens. So 10 is the year of fruition. But I was thinking back, the last time we had a 9-year was 2016. Lots of masters died, weirdly, including Prince, who sang about the colour purple a lot. But like David Bowie, who was a mystic. Lemmy, like loads of people died that year. That was the year that lots of masters died. It doesn't mean that masters are going to die necessarily this year, but there was something quite big that year in the world of mastery. You know, we lost a lot of masters that year. But it did also kind of immortalise them and put them into a higher space. You know, they kind of, elevated. They elevated, you know, they went into godlike status and moved beyond. But I mean, maybe that's the thing, you know, there's that whole thing of the queer, what's it called, where the good people were meant to leave the planet and then the planet went to shit, and it was only the rubbish people left behind. It was like all of the incredible performers on that did leave. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, it begins with R, doesn't it? But anyway, I was thinking about what happened to me personally that year in 2016, and that was the year that I took my first show to Edinburgh and my career as an artist began. So I'd been an artist as a student in my earlier years, but definitely felt like I was learning and, you know, very apologetically taking up space and like, oh, sorry, excuse me, or yeah, I'm just here to do the workshop. You know, I was very much the student. And then I had a period of not being able to perform because I was doing IVF, and during that time became a producer and became extremely aware and knowledgeable about what was successful theatre and what wasn't, and so I got actually very good at professional theatre. And then 2016 was the year that I took my first show to Edinburgh. It was a one-woman show, Hip, which was about the woman whose house I squatted, and I found all her belongings, and I've done a podcast about that and the actual script of the plays in there, and it did really well. And then that was the beginning of my career, and off the back of that I set up the Museum of Ordinary People, did a walking tour around Brighton, I did another play, Sisterhood, and then did the pilgrimages and wrote books, and like just lots of things came from that. So it was the beginning of that career, and I'm really excited because I'd like to branch into, I mean, I already am a writer, but I feel like I'm about to really fly as a writer. I've written 4 books now. I'm about to start my 5th, and I just feel like I've written enough words now to be a master of that. So what is it you do that you could be a master of this year? And this year it's about becoming a master of it. So what can you create and surround yourself with and shape? You know, for example, I'm going to do as many writing courses as I can, but at the same time I'm leading a writing course. And as a Capricorn and as a master, I really thrive in a teaching role. I almost like fooling, for example. I'm better at fooling when I'm being the teacher than I am there with Jonathan Kay leading it, because suddenly I'm the student again and I doubt myself and I fall back into my criticism, the inner critic. Whereas when I'm teaching, it's like I'm an authority and I'm meant to know what I'm doing. And so I come from a much more authoritative place when I'm teaching. So I just know for myself that that works better for me. So in a way, me leading the Creation Hibernation course over this next 2 months supports me with being better myself at what I'm doing. So that helps with my mastery. If you want to join the Creation Hibernation, it started tonight, but it's recorded. So any sessions you've missed, you can just join in with. And so you can join in and you can be part of it, and don't feel like you can't do it because it hasn't, you know, you missed the beginning. Just get in touch with me by messenger or email. Email me at nonsense@thechaos@gmail.com. That's easy to remember. So I'm going to quickly do a reading because the ceremony is going to start in 10 minutes. And so I need to get that ready. Okay, so this is the Capricorn Dark Moon 2025, year 9. Sunshine, brilliant. So this is full illumination. That's just absolute, like Leo energy, like be big and bright and go for it. Go for it. So this is the rune of being direct. This is in the physical world. So go for it. Go for the thing. It doesn't mean it's going to happen this year. Like I'm not expecting to get the writing deal this year, although it might be. It might be that I get the writing deal this year, and then next year's when the book does well or it goes out. You know, like with the play, that was in August. That's, you know, 8 months into the year. That whole 8 months leading up to it, I did all the preparation, I did the writing, I developed the play, then I took it to Edinburgh. It did well, and then off the back of that, I then did a tour in the spring, and then my career as an artist began. Do you see what I mean? So it might happen this year, but next year's the year where the thing really unfolds. This is, and this is in your communication, this is the Thuraz, which is the thunderstorm. This is about being really, like, don't be scared to be deep and thorny. Don't be scared to be thorny. Say what needs to be said. Speak your truths. And and also whatever you're learning and you're developing, it shouldn't just be easy. So don't expect an easy ride. Like if you're becoming a master of something, how can you be a master of it if it's easy? I mean, anyone can be a master of it if it's easy. So expect a challenge. Expect it to be a challenge. But emotionally, with your joy and your willpower, be completely abundant. Just give it your all. Be like a child in a sweet shop, just saying yes, 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 yes. And the same with the inner world. This is the communicate, like it's a message from the gods. So this is knowing that this message is coming from the gods and it's coming through to you, and to be a conduit. So don't feel like you're doing this all on your own. Meet your muse. I've got a video on YouTube. If you Google Meet Your Muse, the Lunar Coven, it will come up. We just did it in the opening of the Creation Hibernation. Work with your muse, work with the universe, derive pleasure from the fact it won't turn out how you think it's going to. There's always an element of change and mishmash, and you know, there's another thing that joins in with the creative process. You turn up, you do the work, you let the thing come through, be a conduit for whatever it is that's coming, and just enjoy it. Be a child, be sunshine, just be full of sunshine with it all, and don't let your overthinking and criticisms and judgments get in the way, because they're the sabotage fairy. They're the thing that's going to screw you up. So do the work, Capricorn card. Do the work and it will come. Science. So this is the thinking. So this is about us, you know, being practical about it. So plan, do the work and plan. Like, you're leaving it to chance, but it's not you're leaving it to chance, sorry, you're letting the archetypes work through you, but you're not that bit. You're the bit that makes sure you do a writing practice every day. You're the bit that goes and does the course. You're the bit that has all the right equipment in place for you to do whatever it is you're going to do. So be methodical and scientific about it. Be really practical about it. And then you get the Fool, which is the sunshine. I mean, that's perfect. And then just be an absolute fool. Everything is your favourite thing. It's a pleasure and a delight, and you're just full of joy, and you're just going to trust the process and, yeah, be a child in the whole situation. So then some messages from the goddess. Keeping an eye on the time. Joy! Love it. This is great. Just speed reading is probably a good thing to do. So have joy. Come to it with joy. The priestess, so treat it as a spiritual practice. You know, I've created an altar for my muse. We just did a muse meditation. Treat it, so it's, you know, treat it as a scientific process and be practical about it, and treat it as a spiritual practice. Make everything you do sacred. Like, this is a joy to be alive. Like, do everything with excellence. That's the key to this one. Even if it's cleaning the toilets at the pub, which is what I have to do. I have to do that every week. I have to clean the toilets in the pub. Do it with excellence, because you never know what that might lead to. Be proud of everything you do and do it well. And reclaim your centre. So do this from a place of absolute centre. I'm going to read what that says, because these are new cards that I've just started working with. Reclaim your centre. Come in, come down, reclaim your centre, your belly, your pelvic bowl, your womb space, the cauldron of creativity and possibility that holds the pythoness. Called in your pelvic bowl. She's a primordial creative force, a powerhouse that's generating the whole bloody planet, and is held in your centre, your knowing, your voice, your ability to see what you speak and then create with it, your power and your remembered magic. Mad thing is next year in Chinese astrology is the year of the snake, and the snake is also mysterious and elegant and a master, and it's the same kind of vibe. So yeah, connect to your inner python, your inner snake, and be smooth and elegant and like a ballerina. And then last of all, pull a goddess card, deity for us to work with. Circe, reflection. Let's see what she's got to say. I opened it straight on the page. As the Greek goddess of sorcery, Circe is known for her proficiency with magical transformations, illusions and necromancy. She was born of the Titan Helios and ocean nymph Perse, blessed with the ability to weave divine enchantments however she pleased. So Circe urges you to look past the illusions and find the power in reflection. Just as the great enchantress transforms Odysseus's crew into wild beasts based on their true natures, the negative dialogue we allow within ourselves on a daily basis changes the way in which we perceive our reality. We fail to recognise the delicate balance between inner and outer turmoil, allowing the mirror image of our negativity to reflect into the physical world around us. Circe has come to help you reclaim that positive thought process once again, beginning with a reflection within you. Only by relieving yourself of the burden of self-antagonising behaviour can you truly open your heart to possibility, and that is the sabotage fairy. So work with Circe, let her guide you. Don't believe the inner critic, the little demons that's there trying to stop you from having fun. Be a child, be like childlike wonder, be the fool, and do everything from a place of joy and with giving it sacred reverence, and from a place of centre with your inner serpent snake. So with that, happy dark moon, happy new year, it's my birthday.